Hello and welcome. We are discussing PYQs of number system and the theme is factors of numbers. Okay. Now, so before solving any problem based upon this theme, let's understand the meaning of the theme first. Factors, what are factors of a number? Factors of a number are those number that will divide given number completely. For example, let's say 24. I want to write down all the factors of 24. It means I will write down all those numbers that will divide 24 completely. So first such number is the number 1 itself. Then 2 can divide 24 completely. 3 can divide 24 completely. 4 can divide 24 completely. 6 can divide 24 completely. 8 can divide 24 completely. Then 12 can divide 24 completely. Then 24 can divide 24 completely. So how many factors of 24 are there? If you see, if you count them, how many factors of 24 are there if you count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many factors of 24 are there? 8 factors of 24 are there. Done. Now, rather than calculating factors like this manually, this is the manual way of calculating the factors. We have a shortcut for it. Okay. The shortcut is, suppose we have a number n and its prime factorization is given. For example, n is equals to p to the power a, q to the power b, and r to the power c, and so on, where p, q, and r belongs to natural number. Sorry, not natural, prime numbers, where p, q, and r are prime. Then total factors of n will be equal to power of p was a, so a plus 1 into power of q was b, b plus 1 into power of c, r was c, so c plus 1, and so on. This is the shortcut to count down all the factors of a number. Okay. Now let's try to find out all the factors of 24 with the help of these shortcuts. So the first thing is we have to factorize the 24. If you factorize 24, it comes out to be equal to 2 power 3 into 3 power 1. It comes out to be equal to 2 power 3 into 3 power 1. So total factor of 24 will be equal to, power of 2 is 3, so pick this 3. 3 plus 1 into power of 3 is 1. 1 plus 3 plus 1 is 4, and 1 into 1 is 2. 4 into 2 is 8. So how many factors of 24 are there? 8 factors of 24 are there, and we have counted these 8 factors manually already. So I hope this shortcut is clear. Now let's move on to the problem. So this is the problem. It says let x be a positive number. Now let x be a positive integer. Whether you say positive integer or you say natural number, it is one as same thing. Positive integers and natural number, it is one as same thing. Okay. Now let x be a positive integer such that 7x plus 96 is divisible by x, which means if you divide 7x plus 96 by x, in the result here, you will get a complete value. In the result here, you will get a complete value. Let's say you will get an integer for sure. For example, if you divide 20 by 5, if you divide 20 by 5, in the result you will get a complete value which is 4. So I can say 20 is completely divisible by 5. Okay, suppose you are dividing 100 by 25 and in the answer you got complete value. In the answer you got complete value which is 4. So you can say 100 is completely divisible by 25. Okay. Now, so 7x plus 96 when divided by x, the result must be a complete number. Meaningly, the result must not be in terms of fraction. It should not be in terms of decimal. So this is the first step. Now second, I can write this thing as 7x upon x plus 96 upon x. This x got cancelled out. In the step number 3, we got 7 plus 96 upon x equal to integer. Now if I want my answer to be an integer, so see, 7 is an integer already, and if by chance we are able to make this part to be an integer, then integer plus integer will produce what in the result? Integer in the result. So if I want 96 upon x to be an integer, it is only possible when 96 is completely divisible by x. It means x should be such a number that will divide 96 completely, which means x should be factor of 96. So let's count down total factors. Let's count down total factors of 96. Let's count down total factors of 96. For this, you know how to represent 96 into its prime factorization form. 96 is equals to 2 power 5 into 3 power 1. Okay. Now, so total factors of 96 will be, power of 2 is 5, so add 1 to 5, which becomes 6. Power of 3 is 1, add 1 to 1, which becomes 2. 6 into 2 comes out to be equal to what? 12. So 12 factors are there. It means x can take 12 values. Hence, the answer of this question is option C. Okay. So please write it down. Please understand each and every step properly. Let's move on. Okay, let's move on. Next question. It says, how many natural numbers are there which given a remainder of 31 when 1886 is divided by these natural numbers? Okay. Now, you know dividend, which is 1886 over here, is divided by a natural number, let's say n. We know dividend is equals to divided by n, which is divisor, into quotient plus remainder. Dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. We are dividing 1186 by n, so 1186 will become dividend, n will become divisor, and q is your quotient, and 31 is your remainder given here. So if I solve this statement further, it becomes 1186 minus 31 is equals to n into q. Now remember, while applying this case, remember your dividend will always be greater than the remainder. Dividend will always be greater than the remainder. Okay. Now, if we solve this further, it becomes 1155 by n equal to q. Now see, we have written remainder separately, which means n will be a complete number and q will also be a complete number. 1155 when divided by n, which is a complete number, is giving me a complete number in the answer. It means 1155 must completely be divisible by n. Now, if 1155 is completely divisible by n, so n will take the value, n will be equal to all the factors of 1155. Okay, so let's try to calculate all the factors of 1155. So first thing is to write down 1155 in terms of those prime factorization form. So how to write it down? So divide 1155 by 3 first. Let me do this rough work over here. 1155 divided by 3 first. 3 3s are 9, 3 8s are 24, 3 5s are 15. Now 5 7s are 35, 5 7s are 35. 7 11s are 77, 11 1s are 11. So when we factorized 1155, we got 3 power 1 into 5 power 1 into 7 power 1 into 11 power 1. See, 3 power 1, 3 into 5 into 7 into 11 is what? 1155. Okay. Now, so total factors of 1155 will be, see, power of 3 is 1, so add 1 to it, into power of 5 is 1, add 1 to it, into power of 7 is 1, add 1 to it, into power of 11 is 1, add 1 to it. It finally becomes 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, which is 16. It means there are 16 numbers in this nature that will divide 1155 completely. So the total value that n can take over here is 16. Total value that n can take over here is 16. But 16 is not the right answer. 16 is not the right answer. Why? Our n should always be greater than 31, because in this very case 31 was the remainder. So all those values of n which are less than 31 should not be counted here. So see, n can be equal to 1. N can be equal to 1. Why? Because n will divide. 1 will divide 1155 completely. So this value should not be considered. N can be equal to 3 because 3 will divide 1155 completely. So 3 should not be considered. Why? Because 1 is less than 31 and 3 is also less than 31. Further, 5 should not be considered. Why? Although 5 will divide 1155 completely, so value of n cannot be 5 because 5 is less than 31. Now, value of n cannot be 7. Why? Because 7 is still less than 31. Value of n cannot be 11. Why? Because 11 will divide 1155, but 11 is less than 31. So that is why it should not be considered. Further, n cannot be equal to 15. N cannot be equal to 15 also. And n cannot be equal to 21. 7 into 3. Now, if a number is divisible by 3 as well as by 7, it means that number will be divisible by 21 also. Now, n cannot be equal to 21. Why? Because 21 is less than 31. So, these value of n should not be considered. So, total values of n were 16. Right? There are total natural number that can divide and that can divide 1155 completely are 16. Total natural number are 16, and out of these 16, these 7 numbers must not be considered, so subtract them. So we are left out with what? 9. So there will be 9 values of n that will justify this given condition. Hence the answer of this question is option D. Okay, I hope class you have understood it. So this is it for the video. Thanks.